Good evening, viewers. We are back with our episode 2 of season 2 of live Facebook discussions on behalf of GSQ, the Teachers and Trainers Forum of India. In our season 1 of GSQ TTFI, we had organized 10 live discussions last year. And on behalf of GSQ Blissful Life, we had organized another 10 live discussions. Thank you for liking our discussions and making them quite popular. Our last episode received around 13,000 organic views and reached more than 30,000 people. I am your host, Mrs. Maushami Chakravarti, founder managing director of GSQ Foundation. I am an educationist, trainer, counselor, healer, life coach, and social entrepreneur. Our foundation is working in 5 projects: GSQ Blissful Life, GSQ TTFI, GSQ Annapurna, GSQ Vaikuntha, and GSQ Group of Educational Institutions. Our GSQ TTFI conducts all types of teacher training programs, student development programs, workshop for corporate professionals, workshop for parents and even grandparents, etc. Our career guidance workshop for students starts from grade 7 onwards. All our funds generated goes towards helping underprivileged people. Please check our Facebook page and our website for our ongoing workshops and trainings. Our today's topic is, are we ready to open our schools post-COVID? And our today's guest is Dr. Arunima Chakravarti. Let me introduce her. Dr. Arunima Chakravarti is the principal of DPS Bhagalpur. She has 23 years of experience in education. She participated recently in the conference Reimagine Education in December 2020, organized by Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. She acquired comparative insight and knowledge about best pedagogical practices and education innovation. She has received many awards. The recent is Outstanding Leader of the Year Award in 2018 by American College of Dubai. A warm welcome to our live discussion, ma'am. We are honored to have you with us today.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. And a warm good evening to all my respected viewers.
Now, my first question to you. Students are at home for almost a year. The strict routine that a student follows when they are going to school has been disrupted. The discipline and structured life they used to have got disturbed. They are confined in their homes with no playtime with their friends. We have seen post-traumatic stress disorder in quarantined children as high as 30%. Children are showing depressive symptoms, anxiety symptoms, and are experiencing negative psychological consequences as a result of social isolation during pandemic. The threat perception of the virus, confusion, disruption of normal life, death of near and dear ones due to COVID, stigma attached to the disease, loneliness, worries about school and future, excessive consumption of social media are some of the reasons for all these psychological issues in children. Now schools are opening. Grade 9 to 12 have started going to school. Rest of the classes will open soon. Younger children have to get mentally and physically ready to get back to school. How can we do that? What are the things the parents should start doing at home right now to make their children school ready? That is my first question to you, Arunima ma'am. Please share your
Yeah,
view.
thank you, madam. See, what I feel and having a long experience, children when they used to come to school, they had ecosystem around them, and they had three type of ecosystem. One ecosystem they had with his friends. The second he had with his or her teachers, and the third he had with the school environment. Now, for more than a 10-month period, the children everything went haywire. There was a disruption of their daily routine, timetable, going to bed, coming, getting early, and all those things. But now, since we have decided to reopen the school, we need to bring them back, to their previous mindset when they used to come to school, especially these small young children. So, the first thing which I believe is we need to reassure the children about these safety measures kept in place, because some children and the younger ones are normally very panicky about what would happen, because they have seen, they have been going through the news for the COVID, the pandemic. So, first thing we have to reassure these children that you are safe, safety measures in the schools are in place, and you can go very safely to our school. Secondly, I feel that we need to remind them of the positive. We as a have to play a role model, we the parents and we the teachers, and because the teachers are the one, the parents who have to play role model to them, because children love to respect and to listen to their words. They take the words as a religious dictum in the small younger children. So we need to remind them of all the positives only, and we also need to carefully listen to them. What happens? We keep on telling them, "Don't do this, don't do that, maintain social distancing, mask," and but we never hear these children out. So we always need to listen to them, to hear their feelings, and to respond whatever their questions are with truth and reassurance. I mean, the mindset should be always to reassure these children, because children should be made, at times we should ask the children to guide us, so that they don't absorb all this scary information, but they always feel that they are motivated, and then they have some control over some aspects of their life, and then a sense of, control is there. It reduces the fear in the children. So the first thing which we need to do as parents and as teachers, we need to be mentally very, proactive with them, talk to them, and first have to work on their mental mindset. I mean, so that they have all the positive vibes and think of again coming back to school. School should be a place for fun for the children.
Right. My next question to you, ma'am, how to prepare our schools for the return of students from nursery onwards? The COVID protocols and SOPs have to be followed. Wearing masks, sanitization, and social distancing has to be maintained in school, then also in school buses. What are the other things schools should do to prepare their infrastructure to welcome the students, both day schools and residential schools? Please share your list that you have prepared for your school.
Yeah, since my school is a boarding school, also it caters to both the day school and the boarding house. So I think we, apart from the normal basic facilities like mask and sanitizers and social distancing norms, the first thing we that I have been doing in my school and preparing the school is to ensure that there is adequate ventilation, and there's an increase of the total airflow supply in all the occupied spaces, in the classrooms, in the corridors. There are no dumps of, old notebooks and other items which normally we use. I mean, throw it or we put it at place after every, every academic year. So that should be cleared off. There should be proper ventilation, and there should be rigorous standards for installation, maintenance, and filtration, and which are very essential to make sure that they are safe. Overhead tanks, coolers, which are used by the children, the drinking water areas should be used a lot of fumigation we are doing, so that they are free from any type of microbial germs or microbes around. And because the tanks were not used for long days, where the children used overhead tanks, so that are being cleaned very properly. And the third thing which we are taking care are the toilet and the washrooms. They should be clean, and all the sanitization and sanitation protocols should be in place. So if the school can afford, we can also have no touch sanitation, but that would cost a huge amount to the school. And I think the during this last pandemic, all the organizations we had faced problems with the total fee of the children coming in, so it may not be feasible always, but we need to ensure that the sanitation protocols are maintained, it is cleaned, and all sort of germicides are used, so that germs, there is no germ, I mean germs are not there. And I think there should be a designated entry and exit for different students cohorts, like uh, classes 3, 4, 5 will be coming through a different entry. 5 and 6 will come from different entry, and the exit will also be different. And we are also doing away with assemblies, playgrounds, the school canteen, the cafeteria. So we are not opening all this as of now, so that we prevent less gathering of students at these places. Normally, children gather, and when they will be meeting their friends after long 10 or 11 months, so there would be, something more of excitement in these children. So we are trying to avoid all these areas. So I mean, the social distancing would always be maintained with very strictly, along with the basic mask sanitization, and use of sanitizers, all those things.
Right. The students have lost a year and the academic content of this year in detail because syllabus was reduced. Online classes are going on, but we have to assess the learning outcomes and find the learning gap. Then we have to prepare a bridge course. How important is this bridge course for the students? Why schools should take this seriously?
Yeah, a very important and very thoughtful question put in by you, madam. The main objective of the bridge classes is to bridge the gap between the concepts they acquire through their online classes during this pandemic, and they will also help us to make sure that they are comfortable with their basic understanding. See, the online classes are on, and what I found is the it was good for the children, but there are certain children who don't have attention for a longer period of time, and we cannot assess these children through these online classes. So the basic knowledge should be reviewed, whether in 1 year of their academic, whether they have understood the basics or not. So this can only be done through the bridge course. We are having a bridge course of 15 days after the school reopens for all classes, so that it will be easy for us to comprehend the subjects with ease. So this basic, importance of the bridge course is that it helps the children to overcome the barrier between the subjects which they have learned through the online classes, and it should be done always consistently, and there should be also tests which should be taken after the end of the bridge courses. So bridge course not only should happen after the school reopens after this pandemic, but I advocate it very seriously. And we do have bridge courses for 21 days when the children goes from one academic year to the next year. So bridge course are very, very important. It will bridge the gap, and it will we'll be able to see to it that the children have got proper learning outcomes from this bridge courses. These are very, very important, to have a bridge course after we resume back to our classes after the pandemic. Very, very necessary.
Right. The role of technology in education has increased tremendously in this pandemic. It is a boon in disguise. Schools which never used so much technology have upgraded themselves and trained their teachers to use technology in education. Now, we have to keep this momentum going because we have spent a lot of resources, time, and energy on it. How to do that?
See, what we will have in a new normal school is hybrid learning, or we can say blended learning. So now, as teachers are very comfortable with the technology, for example, I'm going to teach a chapter. So this chapter will have flipped learning now. This chapter or the topic would be given to the children, and the children will go through the through this classes through the technological. They have a 3D model. They will go through that previous prior when they come to the school, and then teaching and learning would become easier, and the learning outcomes will be will get what we are desiring for,
Right.
because we cannot now do away with technology. Technology has to be in play. Technology cannot substitute the classroom learning, but it will work hand in hand as a hybrid learning procedures, because whenever we teach something, for example, I want to teach, I come from a biology background, so I'll just explain to you. For example, I teach the children the structure of the human heart. So if I tell the children and upload the video of a 3D model of working of a human heart, and the children goes to it prior I start my topic in the class, so that will help the children to learn better. The learning outcomes will always be better, because there are some children who learn better when they see, visualize, hear, and all this faculties of the human brain works together. So technology has to be has to be in place, and we have to go for hybrid learning. We cannot go only for classroom learning. We cannot do that. Then we cannot have the learning outcomes which we desire to. Now the teachers are also very used to. They are using PPTs. They are using videos, uploading it. They are also putting on the YouTubes. Now you will find that every chapter is there on the YouTube. So if the children first see that, and when the teacher explains to them, they'll be able to reconnect, recollect, recapitulate. And then
Right.
what will happen? They will understand the concept much better. Then they will be able to ask questions like how, why is the blood flowing from the heart, this the I mean the left ventricle to all the parts of the body, how it is being pumped. They have severe questions. So they have already seen the content over technology before they come to the classroom. So I think flip learning is the order of the day. And if we integrate both flipped learning as well as classroom learning, it comes to be known as a hybrid learning. So hybrid learning has to be in place. Has to be
Right.
in place. Yes. Now, and the second thing is that there are certain teachers who are very, for example, a teacher who is very good at physics from a school in the southern part of the country, and my school is in the say northwestern part of the country. So through online classes, through this technological use, those teachers cannot come travel. They may not travel physically, but they can take the online classes or some concepts where that teacher is very good at, can do the classes for these children. So what I mean to say, the hand holding will be there, and hand holding not only with the teachers or the faculty members, but it will be also with the concept. So it is to have a hybrid learning in place as soon as we come back to the new normal schools.
Right. So hybrid learning will be the new norm of the day.
Yes,
The
yes.
next question to you. We have observed the role of mobile and social media as a catalyst for change in the pandemic. We cannot reverse its role after pandemic, but train students to use them as a tool to upgrade themselves. Students should use social media to spread awareness, to bring about a change in society, to help the underprivileged, sick and needy, and so on. Schools should teach students how to use social media effectively, distinguish between fake news and real news, not to bully others, etc. What is your opinion in this regard? What are you doing in your school?
The first thing we are doing is educating. Education is the most important factor here. Here, everyone has now mobile and everyone has a smartphone in there, and every child has that. Previously, we used to, punish those children whom we could caught with a mobile in the school. So now I think we have to tell the children to bring mobile with them, the smart class. I mean, because we need their use now. But whenever we use something, we have to teach them the pros and the cons. We have to make them understand the cyber laws. We have to make them understand what does security means in this technological, because what suppose the children doesn't know, posting something and then when you delete the post, that doesn't mean that it has been erased out. No footfall on the digital media can be erased. Children should be taught about these cyber laws. What if? And there's many people who fools these children. Even there were instances where they become friends with the children over the social media like Facebooks and WhatsApp, and then they become friends at first. Then they ask for sharing of their photographs and all those things, and then it becomes so the children have to be taught. I'll tell you an incident which happened, and this happened before the pandemic breakdown. So there was a child who got certain threats from she got threats and then from some of the boy. I mean, so the mother was very they were very I mean, they did not know what to do. They came to the school. They said that I saw my daughter always on the social media, but when I asked them, the parents did not have much idea about technology at that time. They said that I am doing my homework, I'm doing my project, but she was always on the internet, on the media, Facebook and all this, and she used to chat and all. So, with the help of cyber security people, which we are in touch with, we got the transcript of the chats and all, and we showed the children, I mean, the parents, we showed the child, see, this is the thing. And however, we could, get the, I mean, the child rid of that nasty male friend who were trying to harass her. But the most important thing is that we need to educate these children. We need to tell them how far they should go in the social media and where they have to control themselves. So social media cannot be an open book. You cannot make yourself an open book on the social media. You have to, whenever we are using anything, technology is very, very dicey. And, once anything is there, it is very difficult to erase it out. These children should be knowing about it, should be very careful about what they're posting on the social media. So social media, and I think the most important what I'm doing is I'm giving a online training. I give online training how to use the social media, how to be away from the threats they get on the social media, and whom to make a friend, whom not to make a friend, and not to share your every details on your social media. People should not know everything about you, but we need to educate even the cyber laws, that if you do this, this is punishable. If you do this, this happens to you. So they don't know. They have to be educated on these cyber backgrounds.
Right. So parents, teachers, and schools, ponder on these and implement these at home and in school. Make the children aware. That's very
And
important.
we need to be very friendly with the children nowadays.
Right.
Nowadays scolding the children you don't get. We have to make them understand. We have to have patience as parents. We have to listen to them. We have to make them understand. We have to say to them that we are your friends. If you find anything of this sort on the social media, please come and tell us. If you cannot tell us, you tell anyone who is close in the family. So we have to have that very good cordial relation with the children now.
Right. My next question. Now, with the new national education policy and the experience that we had in this pandemic, we are convinced now that we have to match our curriculum offered in Indian schools affiliated to Indian boards with the global standards. We are trying to become Atmanirbhar Bharat, and with our own vaccine invention and production, it has given us the hope that we can achieve anything if we put our mind to it. We can even build a better Rafale and export them. Why not? For that, experiential learning is one aspect that we have to implement in all classrooms across India, irrespective of boards. What are the other things that we can do to make our curriculum the best in the world and make our students future innovators?
Yeah, a very right question put forward by you, madam. Uh, we have to first understand that curriculum is the outline of concepts to be taught to the students, which will help them to meet the content standards. And when we design a curriculum, we look into the subject, that is, it has to be subject centric, learner centric, and the third is it has to be problem centric. So now the purpose of any curriculum which is developed, it is encapsulated, I think, in the four capacities. To me, the first one should be to enable each child to be a successful learner. You know, Now we are not. We have to do away with rote learning. I'll little explain this after I say the 4 points which I feel the first one is to enable each child to be a successful learner, as I said. Secondly, we have to be having a curriculum which makes the children very confident, so making them as confident individuals. and responsible citizen, obviously, and they should be effective contribute. Now, see, curriculum is the foundation of education, and I think the 21st century curriculum, it should be a blend of, I say, five notable rubrics. And the first one I say about knowledge. It should impart knowledge, thinking. Most important is innovation skills. They should have the media and the ICT, that is communication technology literacy, and the real life experience is very important, and that should also be one of the core content of the academic subjects. Now, the national education policy has laid much stress on curriculum and pedagogy, and they have transformed in such a way that skill development is an essential part of the curriculum. Now we are teaching the children coding. Coding is very essential, and then developing of skills are very important. So the curriculum should be such that it prepares the children to become a global citizen. It is now away from rote learning. It is more should be based on the curriculum should be based on the learning outcomes. What learning outcomes are children getting from a part of the study they are doing it? They must be able to apply their knowledge rather than only to mug up. This is a theory. Newton gave this study, so this is a theory. This has to be learned. But he gave this. Why he gave? How? And this question should come into the children, and that is why, and that is how we define or we should design the curriculum, because curriculum is the basis of education, and we have to work on innovation. Is that is why I think the national education policy has less, I mean, much stressed on the skill development and thinking and innovative skills of the children to develop that.
Right. Very good answer. Now, entrepreneurship and career guidance should be made part of curriculum in every school. Our Teachers and Trainers Forum of India, we offer career guidance from grade 7 onwards. Now, every subject has to be taught in relation to the role it plays in our life and society, and what career options and entrepreneur option it offers to a student. How can we do that?
You see, entrepreneurship, I would like to view it a little differently. And I would also like to view it as a part of the skill education. Why do I say that entrepreneurship should be necessarily involved, be taught to the children, and it becomes a part of the skill development? The reasons for why I say that is, first, it teaches collaboration and working as a team, and that happens in the children right from the early age. They develop the real world skills what are required, and they also use very curiosity and creativity. Many children have a lot of creative ideas. So if we are able to nurture those ideas, then we will, I think, which the honorable prime minister of our country gave a clarion call to Atmanirbhar Bharat. आत्मनिर्भर भारत तभी बन सकता है जब हमारे बच्चे आत्मनिर्भर होते हैं अपने कंसेप्ट पे, वो उनको हम उतना स्पेस देते हैं, we give them that much of space so that they are able to show their creativity. So that will come through entrepreneurship only, and it will also enable them to understand how to develop a product and how to come with it, how to make a business proposals, and they will also apply their creative thinking and their skill, how they will face it in the real world, and they will also prepare the children for certain uncertain future. Now future is very uncertain in a sense that uh, the dynamics of how the children will be placed, when they grow up after 4 years, hence 5 years, in the global dynamics is changing very, very fast. So if they have their own creativity, if they have their own curiosity how to do things, this type of children do really very well in their later years, because they are the future of the country. So we need to arm these children as we need to arm our futures. And it also encourages creativity and innovation and collaboration. That are the three things which this uh, course of entrepreneurship will definitely develop in the children. Now, the most important thing which I see as the child will develop when they are taught entrepreneurship is to identify problems as in the real world. Now, we are not teaching children problem solving, how to solve the problems. That is okay. But identification of problem plays a major role than solving the problem. Solving, we may have solution, but we need to identify when we do this, this is the problem that might arise. So identification of problem, children will only learn when we teach them entrepreneurship at their school level. And out of all this, I think the children also develops grit, because to me grit is the most important factor in a long term success. So, and grit, it consists of passion and sustained persistence. So, when the child has a passion to what the child is pursuing, or has a sustained persistent to do it, obviously the child or the entrepreneur will be definitely successful in what the field he is going through. Now, if I'm heard at this, from your respected platform, I would like to advocate it more for the girls than the boys. You know why? Because it will educate the girl to boldly pursue, the ideas which will set the pace for their future. As the world needs, I feel more of qualified women as top leaders in various capacities, ruling and governing the big corporate houses. So, the girl children, I mean, they should have, it should be a very must for these children to learn entrepreneurship right from the school level.
Right, very good answer. Now, next is character building and life skills are as important as academic subjects. If there is no integrity, honesty, sharing, and caring, and communication skill, interpersonal skill, decision-making skill, as you said, and so on, then the whole process of academic education gets vested. As Dalai Lama says, education of heart is as important as education of the mind. We can get rid of corruption, violence through education of heart and usher in a peaceful art. How can we put more importance to these aspects in school now?
Character building should be the priority. How much marks you get, or how much marks a child gets, that is okay. That are not the parameters neither to define the success of the child, nor to understand uh, the mental development of the child. Character building is a must. When character is built, you can build everything. Uh, what I have done, I'll just tell you as case study. I've introduced two things. One, we have Gita Jayanti week in our school. I do that in the month of December for all classes, from nursery to class 12. Now, here I advocate Gita not as any book of religion or nothing to do, but life teaching. It teaches life. For what we do is, for the very junior classes, we give an outline of Krishna, which they have not maybe heard of or whatever, and they are asked to use colors, any colors, random color they love, to they put on doing. And in little classes, we don't ask them to memorize slokas and what are all those, nothing, but the learning and teachings. So what happened first week, we'll say, I tell the children, this week no one should get angry, because Gita teaches us you should not take any decision when you are very angry or when you are very emotional, because your decision will go wrong. So that 1 week, no one should get angry. The children will not get angry. Teachers will not shout at the children. Teacher will not scold the children. Even I won't get angry with any mischief done by the children. So what we do, we advocate the teachings. We try to put it in their mind, you know. So the way of living, how do we take decisions, when should we take decisions, when to speak, how to speak, how much to speak, that we do for the middle class. For the higher classes, we show them, we tell them that you show a video of Arjuna, the Krishna giving, saying Arjuna that in the battlefield, this chapter you see that. So they just see and come. So the next day we ask them to discuss that he has said this. How do you say, or what do you think should be different, or do you agree with what Lord Krishna has said to Arjuna in the teachings which he gives in the battlefield? So these are the ways we try to, inculcate the life teachings in the children in this 1 week, 1 week period of in the month of December. This is one. The second, what we have done is we have introduced legal studies. And legal studies, though it is there in 11th and 12th, but I have introduced it from class 7 onwards. Now, what happens in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th? We don't teach them, these are the verdicts and this, that, nothing. We just teach them drinking and driving leads to this punishment. When, you go somewhere and then, teasing, or if you get into any problems, murder, these are the laws which governs, these are the penal codes which govern, and this is a punishment you will get. Very small small things, we have it only twice a month we have the classes. So the children know, see, subconscious mind also, they understand that if I'm going to do this when they grow up, okay, I've learned in my class, in class 10th or 9th, that drinking and driving is bad, and I'll be, if something happens, I'll be put behind the bars, and this is the thing. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if I tell the children, be honest, be very truthful, have humanity, have empathy, have sympathy with the, they normally don't listen. They say, okay, these things are there in the textbooks, and even my teacher is also teaching the same thing. But we have to teach them in such a way, they should not understand that we are teaching them character building properties or moral support to their minds, but we're imbibing, injecting into them through this type of courses.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I was also part of 7 schools, and in the capacity of principal and dean, I, developed the curriculum of entrepreneurship, of career guidance, adolescent education, legal studies, and I took the classes myself, and then I trained my teachers. So I also advocated, teachers in the school, please note it and implement this in your school. Thank you so much. Now, my next question is about teacher training. Teacher training is very important to bring about a change in education. Respect for teachers and offering them a good salary is a way of saying that we value our teachers. Teacher training is a continuous process, and they have to be trained thoroughly to implement all the above points that we have discussed in each and every classroom in India. What is your opinion, and how you intend to do that in your school? Arunima ma'am, are you there? I think there is some problem with the connection. We have lost her. Arunima ma'am, are you there?
Sorry, I think something went on with it.
Yeah. So we'll continue with teacher training. I was asking you
Yeah.
what is your opinion and how you intend to do that in your school.
See, this is one of the thing where I'm also putting some papers towards it. To me, see, there are three education system in the world which are taken as a case study. One is the Finland, in Finland education system, Ontario, and Singapore education system. If you see the three system of education, you'll find that more emphasis is laid on teachers' education, teaching the teachers. Now, what happens in India is if I'm not getting a suitable job of my choice, I end up become a teacher. I have, engineers who are teachers in my school. They're good people, very good in mathematics and science, but they cannot enroll themselves as teacher of CBSE because you need to have a graduation, you need to have a bachelor of education degree. Okay. So here, what is happening? Teachers are not even given the priority, or the respect, the type of boost which is required. So we may open n number of schools in the country. We may allocate budgets for opening up of new universities, having of more of Ekalavya classes and schools in the rural areas of the country. I understand, I appreciate, but who are, who are those teachers who are going to teach these children? We are doing it so that India becomes is comes higher up in the bar of being educated. But are we educating the right citizen, giving them the right education? Becoming a teacher is not a very big deal in India. I feel as we have Indian as administrative services, we should have teachers academic services in IA, Indian academic services or educational services termed as IES. So where teachers should be given due respect, they should be treated as equal to an IS officers. They are the teachers who are making the IS and the IPS and the UPSC people who are, they're in the big, and they should be given the equal status, equal money, and there should be courses and curriculum also to train the teachers how to develop their pedagogy, how to develop curriculum, and how they will be advocating education to the children. Teachers education is a must. Without empowering these teachers, we will not, if the soldiers are not empowered, how do they fight a battle? So if we have to fight the battle of illiteracy, we need to arm the teachers. So the most important to me is teachers education. I advocated very with a lot of vigility that it should be a part and it should be taken care of. This is the high time we take care of teachers education in the country.
Right. Excellent thought. I appreciate it. My last question to you, what is your message to school management, school teachers, school leaders, educators to make themselves and their school ready to open post COVID?
Yes, see, here I would like to say three very important points which I have felt. We went through a crisis period, and what we have a learning lesson for all of us as leaders, as teachers. Now, see, we need to align the team focus, and we need to work on a dashboard of priorities. We need to ensure that the priorities are done, the performance is reviewed, we work as a team, we strengthen the direct connections to the front line, and we need to have a current picture of what is happening. We need to understand what is crisis and what is crisis management, you know, uh, contingency planning. Everyone should be taken into, and wherever the crisis is there in a time of crisis, job is not important, paying salary is not important, but more important is to take care of your team. I believe teamwork, and only through teamwork we can achieve certain whatever we desire for, whatever is the vision and mission of any organization. A single individual, a leader cannot, and a leader should always set an example by taking the team together. The leader should be not in the forefront, at the back. I tell my team, you work, you do. If you go wrong, I am there to support you. I'll take it on my back. you know. So I feel I have got a very excellent team working with me, and any type of crisis, only a phone call, they are there ready in the forefront to come and help out, to serve out. Because when they are in crisis, we take care of them. It is hand holding.
Right.
We went through a crisis. Teachers were, at times, teachers most of the time were paid 60% of their salary, but at the same time we took care of other things which were required for this. you know so teamwork is a must. No one is big, no one is small. Everyone, right from a group D staff to the teachers to the leaders, all should be treated as members of one family. United we stand, and divided we all fall. So crisis taught us how to be united, you know always.
Right. Wonderful answer. Thank you, Arunima ma'am, for all your insightful answers. It's an eye-opening for all of us. Hope everyone has, got most of their answers cleared by now. So let me wrap up the discussion. This pandemic has taken a toll on our children and on the education system. Parents have to observe their children carefully, and if they see any signs of emotional disturbance, then an expert's help has to be taken immediately. I am counseling 3, 4 students daily online. They have to be physically and mentally fit now to join school. Please start following the school timing at home now. Wake them up in the morning at the school timing that used to follow last year. Now, if they have to catch school bus at 7 a.m., you have to wake them up at 6 a.m. right now. And if they have to wake up at 6 a.m., they have to go to bed early. So start following all these routines and limit the TV watching time or the unproductive screen time to half an hour daily. And let them do some physical exercises at home or play some games in the garden that gives them physical exercises. Try to take away their worries and stress and assure them that everything is going to be fine. And we are always there to help you. Schools are taking all the measures that are available to provide a safe space for the students. Let us open our schools with a bang. All the best to my students, parents, and teachers. To register in our programs and workshops or to book our online counseling sessions, WhatsApp us at 9807152268, mail us at info@gsq.co.in or gsq.foundation520@gmail.com. Check our website www.gsq.co.in. This is Mrs. Mashumi Chakravarti from GSQ TTFI saying goodbye to all viewers. Thank you for watching our shows, commenting and liking them. Have a beautiful Saturday evening. Stay safe, stay blessed, and lot of thanks to Arunima ma'am for joining us and helping us with her experience and answers. So bye-bye.